Hi. So I figured I could just tell you like the whole story of why I decided to um, take out the contraceptive because I've been sleeping. We've been sleeping. Right now it's already 1 p.m. I think. I've not done anything in the house, so I woke up, and since I won't have time to like film separately because I have a lot of work to do, I've just finished washing the house. So now I want to make chapati. I'm making kind of chapatis by the way. So I'm gonna tell you the whole story of me having the implant, why I chose to have it in the first place, and why I got it removed. So it's gonna be like a little story time. Hopefully I won't leave anything out, and if in case there's any noise, please bear with me. So here are the carrots, the ones I'm using to make the chapatis. So I'm going to grate them as we talk. Okay? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so here's the grater. This one I'm going to be using. And then I'm just going to use like a normal plate. We have a lot of fruit flies around. If you happen to see any, please ignore. We are not dirty. It's just that there's a lot of sugary stuff inside here, and they love sugar. Also, I've not done the dishes. You can see I still have a pile of them. I was literally so sleepy. I don't know. I woke up so early, so I had gone back to sleep anyway. So let's start. So first off, the first time I got an implant, I'll give you from the first time, was when Miles was 6 weeks old. So at that time, I don't even know why I put the implant by the way. I think just peer pressure, because two of my friends had told me they had the implant and it was taking them, like it was okay. There were no bad side effects or anything. So I also opted to do the same because I was like, I don't want to have another child, and mine is just 6 weeks old. So let me opt for having the implant installed. And I don't think that was a really good idea because I hadn't really sat and thought of the repercussions. I only listened to the positives. I only listened to the positives and stuck by those ones. Like, I didn't look at the side effects. So after I got it installed, we had gone for our 6-week clinic and the first injection. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason my milk supply went down. So now I had to find the cause, and I don't know, I really thought it was the implant. So I immediately went back and took it out. It was only 5 days in. So I went back and I told them, just take this one off. Do you like have another option? And they gave me the pills, which I've never even swallowed by the way. I still have the pack up until today. That was back in 2021 when I first had my knee installed. So fast forward to 2022, which was last year, and I had the same idea come back to mind. I was like, why not have the implant installed? But this time I actually had a valid reason for wanting the implant installed, because I had done my research. Nikaona, when you have it installed, for some people the periods actually go away for good. For some, they reduce, and I thought that for me they'd like go away totally, but they didn't. So yeah. Anyway, so I figured bodies are different, people are different. So for me, my knee didn't go away. For the first few months, they still came. A bit painful as usual because I have very painful periods. I've said this before, and that is why I actually got the implant. Is it installed? Implanted, for lack of a better word. That's why I got the implant in short. So, for the first few months, I remember I had like just my normal menses, still painful. I think the implant was still adjusting, or rather my body was still adjusting to the implant. So it took some bit of time before actually I stayed for a while before seeing the periods. So I stayed for, I don't remember how long, but a couple of months I didn't have my periods, and I was like, finally they are gone. shock on me because they weren't. So what happened is, after I stayed for a couple of months without me having the menses, they started now coming, like they'd come for 2 days and then they disappear, then come back again. So you constantly had to have your tampons or sanitary towels, because I use sanitary towels. I still do use sanitary towels. And it was really inconveniencing because I feel like you just never know where they'll come, where they'll get you at. They're always popping the way they want. 1 minute you're okay, and then after 2 days they're back. Then it went on and on and on. Then after a few months they're not there. 2 more months they're not there. Then they come back the 3rd month. Now this time when they came back, they will come for like 5 days, disappear for like 3 days or 2 days, and then they're back for another 5 days. Not heavy bleeding, by the way, not heavy. I know some do have heavy bleeding. So it will go on for like 2 weeks or even 3. So in a month, you're constantly bleeding. You're constantly having your tampons on. I didn't like that feeling. Then the other thing, actually the major thing as to why I made the decision to now take it out was because I constantly had these phases of depression. I've said it here before. There was a time when my channel was so dormant for like a month. I didn't feel like I had the energy to post or write or do anything on my channel, simply because I was going through those phases of depression. Like, it's actually real. When I was considering the idea of having the implant instead of the pill, I didn't check the side effects. I only checked at the positives and I ignored the side effects. But clearly, when I was doing my research before having it implanted, before having it in my body, I saw that one of the major side effects, not common for most people, or rather for some people, but it does happen, is depression. And it actually caught up with me. And for a while, I almost thought that that was my life right now. Like, I thought it was who I was becoming, because I used to see life very differently. I was really bored most of the time, low energy, low sex drive, like I was not myself for 1 year. Because remember, in 2021, I had it installed in September. For some reason, it just happens with it, not even coincidence. I don't even do it on purpose. In 2021, I had it installed and got it removed. And then now last year, 2022, on September the 14th, I got it installed again. And then I got it removed this year, but now in November, okay? So I had completed exactly 1 year on my, while having it, okay? So meaning I was done. I was really done. I had, like, I don't know, I really felt like my personality was the way I was feeling at the time. I don't know how to make it make sense, but if you've had the implant, I think you know what I mean. So, like, I would carry very tiny things to heart. I was easily irritated. Easily. I'll give you an example. So, for example, if Miles is crying, God, I'd just beat him. Because why are you crying? Maybe he's even hungry or sleepy. I was easily irritable. Like, any small thing, mood swings, irritation, at 190 something, or even 1,000 degrees. It was really bad. That is not who I usually am. I know I'm short-tempered, but not to that extent. Like, I felt like I was slowly becoming someone else, and I really didn't like it because I felt like my child is getting that wild side of me. It's not supposed to be like that. I'm his mom. I'm supposed to be his safe space and not someone he fears to even talk to when he grows up, because I had one that was supposed to last for 5 years. My Lord, I was not going to let it go for that long, because from how I was feeling, I went on TikTok one day, I made a video and I was like, I gave my symptoms because I had done my research, and then I saw that like contraception can make you feel that way, and then people started commenting. Some people engaged with the video. One person even told me to like get it out because they had the same similar experience, and it even got worse for them because they ended up developing health conditions like fibroids and I don't know, cancer. And then coincidentally that same day, a doctor on TikTok talked about contraception, especially the implants, and I was like, yo, this is a sign. I had wanted to take it out, and this is a sure sign for me to finally get it out. So what is why I got it out? So recently, I went to the hospital. I was like, you know what? Please take this out. I beg. I'm tired. I don't want to feel like this anymore because why am I feeling like this? Like I could not even see the meaning of life. I would wake up bored. Okay, like another day again. For what? For who? So one of the main reasons I really wanted to take it out, but again I had this fear of what if my periods come back as painful as before, because before I would have to get an injection to ease the pain, my period pain, because I have terrible cramps. I don't know if that's endometriosis or what, but that's what I experience monthly. Like as a normal person without the implant, my periods are usually so painful, so I have to get an injection to ease the pain. So when I was on the implant, my cramps were not as bad. They were very manageable. I didn't even have to have medication with me. But now that I'm out of the whatever's with the implant, I now have to go back to maybe stocking up on medication for the purpose of, I'm hoping because they say like once you take the implant out, the symptoms, like you go back to your normal self as fast as possible. You don't take too much time. So I'm thinking I should now start to stock up on medication, but let me just give it time. Yeah, so that's what that was the first reason I was a bit skeptical of removing it. The other reason was because of my acne. I have oily skin. Utafinya na mlango. Fungua yote, enda nje. The other reason is I have oily skin and my face tends to break out a lot. The way it wants to do, I don't know, but it tends to break out a lot. So I'm really low-key scared, but I'm not even worried as much. I'm like, thank God I'm out of the woods with the implant for now. The rest will sort itself later. Because Mimi, I was not about to kill myself with depression, because that thing, let me tell you something, if you're willing or planning on having an implant or whatever method of contraception, please look at both the pros and cons, because when you go to the hospital, most of the time they don't tell you this. They will not tell you this. You just come and tell them you want a contraceptive method, and they recommend the ones they have for you. They are working, it's their job, but they won't tell you like these are the pros, these are the cons. If you're lucky to find one who tells you, then good for you. But for most cases, they don't usually tell you. So personally, when I got it installed, I feel like I lost more weight. I know they say there's no connection between the implant and weight gain or weight loss, but I feel like for me it was actually a factor, because I lost a lot of weight, and even in as much as I would exercise, nothing would work, because I feel like, okay, there was a time I was on, I think on Google or YouTube, I don't remember, and I was doing some research and trying to find the correlation between weight gain, weight loss, and the implant specifically, because that's the one I have. And they said, and they said that there's no scientific proof that the implant causes either like weight gain or weight loss, but what it does is that, I don't know, the hormones in your body, it releases some hormones itself, and so you still have your hormones. So when the two come together, I don't have a better way of explaining this, so pretend that you understand. So when the two come together, I don't know, somehow like there might be, like, it might cause water retention in your body, and that might make you to think that you've actually gained some weight, because water retention, I don't know, well, I am not a doctor, I'm not certified, I'm not even going to lie that I know anything about that, but I just felt like there was a major relation between me losing weight and me having the implant, because also it was saying, the research was saying, this is what I remember, the research was saying that when you're on the implant, as much as you try to work out, it's like your results are not coming through, because the implant is the one that is actually the goat in this story, because it's the one releasing hormones. So if the hormones are against you working out, your body will still remain the same, because nothing is changing. Ooh, I'm not making sense, I know, but you just pretend that you actually get what I'm trying to say. So if you're planning on getting an implant installed, please do your research. Do your research. There are so many options. There's the coil, the pins, the implant, and I don't know the rest, but those are the ones I know. Condoms, nini. But if you're not ready to go the contraceptive way, please take your time. And if you are willing to go that way, probably do your research intensively. Just look at both the negatives and the positives, and then weigh and know where you actually where you can actually compromise. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been through hell, but now I feel so much better. So let me tell you the experience. One thing is that getting it installed and getting it removed is very easy. Easy peasy. It's a less than 10-minute procedure. Okay, so getting it installed is easy. So when I got it installed, it was actually painful because normally they have to put some anesthesia on your arm just to numb the pain. I'm supposed to even show you the outcome. I don't know if I'll be able to show you with this one, but let me find a way. So when it's getting installed, they have to inject you with some anesthesia so that your arm can be numb. So that's how it looks. This is 3 days post removal of the implant. So normally they install it when the place is numb, and then once the numbness or the anesthesia wears out, the pain, I don't know if it happens for everyone, but I felt intense pain for the first 3 days when I got it installed. Pain. I couldn't even sleep on this arm. It was just terrible. It was chaos, tears, pain. I couldn't even lift my arm. I beg, no. It was too much. And then now recently when I got it removed, normally by the way they have to check if it's too deep or a bit on the surface, because if it's too deep, it's gonna take a longer procedure. But if it's not too deep, then it's easier to remove. So I went and told them I want to get it removed. They checked on the surface, because you can actually feel them from the surface when you touch your skin. So yeah, you can actually feel it on the surface of your skin when you touch them. They are usually so shallow when they get installed. So they felt the depth of the implants, because if you're going for a 3-year implant, it's usually 1 strand, and then if you're going for 5 years implant, it's 2 strands. So mine were 2 because it was 5 years. What was I protecting? But anyway, so then I went ahead and got the implant removed. Let me tell you, they numbed me, but I don't know, it took a while before I actually became numb. So I was feeling everything they were doing. It was painful. Usually they just make a small stitch and then they insert, and they do the same when they remove. So I don't know. Hey, it was a whole process, and then finally they got it out. So I was actually anticipating to have the same kind of pain I had the first time they installed it. The first time it was installed, because the pain was intense. But I don't know, for some reason I felt like this is 3rd day and it's the last day. I don't feel much pain. I even sleep on my arm from the first day when it was removed. There's no pain. The anesthesia wore out, and still I do not feel an inch of pain, unless I of course accidentally touch it and then I remember, oh, I have. But it's not even painful. It's not painful. I thank God for this decision I made, because let me tell you, I feel lighter. I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel lighter. Ever since I got it removed, I feel like I'm back to being myself. I feel like I'm full of life. I'm positive. My energy is back. I'm no longer having those negative thoughts. I used to have a lot of negative thoughts, lots of negative energy. I was just not myself. I'm happy to be where I am. Someone who has been on the implant can actually tell you this. When you are on it, you feel like you have carried the weight of the world with you. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm still creating the carrots, by the way. That's why I sat here, because the kitchen is a bit too noisy, and Miles is outside, so I can't close the window because he wants to play. So yeah, what I'm going to tell you is, if you are already on the implant and you feel some type of way, baby girl, it might just be because of the symptoms it's giving you. That's not you. It's actually the hormones that were installed in your body. So go and get it removed if you feel the need to. But if you feel you still have to have it inside you, then that's your choice. I made my choice. I took it out. I could not stand it anymore. I can't. I could never. I love myself. I'd rather prioritize my mental health other than have some implant in my body that is doing shit on my body for no good reason. Like, I know I had a better reason this time on as to where I hadn't installed, but it has had its time. It's been exactly 1 year and some months. No, not anymore. Let me go back to being my jovial self. I was always sad, always irritated, angry. Anyway, so woo, Jesus. Okay, nimeosha nyumba sahi. Anyway, so guys, I'll see you in the next video. And by the way, I need to mention something. I'm really sorry for not posting consistently this week because I have been up and down with the house hunting thingy. If you've watched my video, you know the previous video. So I'm really sorry for my inconsistency. I'm getting back. It's because I've been looking for a house without success, and then I've been a little bit stressed out, and then I also was planning to get this one out. Finally I have. So we've achieved one thing at least. This one was the major thing for me. The rest will now come in. It will just flow smoothly. Okay, so yeah, see, I'm back on my groove. I know we haven't found a house yet. I know I promised a part 2 on the house hunting video. I'm still working on it because I've not found a house yet, and I've not even been able to take a video of the houses, by the way. I don't know, for some reason, but I'm hoping now that I am back to myself, I'll do a better job. Okay, so give me the grace. Thank you. I'm coming with a lot of content, by the way. I'm coming with a lot of content. Soon I'll be dropping bomb content that I'm planning, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. But let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. I'm already working on the project, and then I'll let you guys know, because yeah. So anyway, let me prepare lunch, and then I'll talk to you guys once. Like we talk in the other video. I don't know when, but yeah, see you then. My carrot chapati is incoming. Anyway, bye, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm sending you all the love you need.